Eddie Cologne, EC Details, and welcome back to another episode. In this one, we are doing a rinseless wash overview review / part one of PHAT-NEUT. Make sure you use PHAT-NEUT because that's British humor for pH at neutral. If you say PHAT-NUT, people get offended. So I'm just throwing that out there. With that said, I do want to go over this rinseless wash. We are going to use it on a semi-dirty car. There's a couple modes we can't use because the instructions explicitly say don't use it on light to moderate dirty cars. So with that, we'll have to do a part two wintertime. I do want to start this video with the following caveat as to not get emailed, blasted, or threatened by a fake lawsuit. So these are my thoughts and my opinions. Everything I see on this channel is my thoughts and my opinions. It's how I would use it, how I would review it. And with that, you either take it for what it is as me and my usage in my garage per se. So let's go over a few things that I saw here. And why did he start that way? Because the internet's weird. Let's go over a few usage here. First of all, it says shake well for 10 seconds. Make sure when you take this, shake for 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's do the smell test. Smell, subjective. I could love one fragrance. You might not like it. But smell is subjective. So I'm going to smell this. And remember, these are my thoughts and my opinions. If I don't like the smell, I don't like the smell. I could say and do whatever I want. I don't like the smell. I don't like the smell. It smells like lemon pine sol. Not the sharpness of pine sol, just lemony. It's not my favorite scent. It's not bad. It's not up there with the best smelling rinseless. I think GT Yum, if we want to keep it British, smell better than this. If you want to keep it American, Hero, Indo, Clean My Pan, DIY, all smells better than this. Why did he leave Detail Co out? Because the first time I try to compare those two is when the internet goes, he is just saying this because he sells products. The consistency of this looks like this. I don't know if this camera is going to pick it up, but you can see it's got some thickness to it. Some viscosity, okay? So when you're using this, follow the instructions, and the instructions are pretty explicit as how they want you to use it. And let's read over that for a few minutes. A few minutes. Look, chapters below, because it's going to take a few minutes. All right, number one, it says shake it. We did that, 10 seconds. And it says shake into any dilution for 20 seconds. So shake it in the bottle, shake it in the rinseless to mix it up. And I can understand why, because it has some viscosity to the mixture. Now this gives me options, right? So let's go over each option, and this is where I got kind of confused. Not the instructions themselves, they're very well written. It's the following. Heavy soiling. Dilutions use 2 to 4% PIR, so that's typically 1 to 50, it says here, or 1 to 25 to 1. Independent spray trigger. Apply to the dirt film, allow up to 5 minutes to dwell. This product is not high foaming. So if you're looking for high foaming, don't be like, it didn't foam. It says it right here. It does not. It's not high foaming. Dry on mode, optional for heavy soiling only. Hence why we have to do a part two. Use only where there is a continuous dirt film. So this would be great for winter to test it that way. So I can't wait to test that in the winter to see how this does on dry mode. Allow it to visibly dry on the dirt film, then rinse immediately. That's one of my cons already, but they fix it with the next one, rinse. They put it in an asterisk or a bold, rinse. Pressure rinsing is preferred. If you use dry mode, they want you to rinse it. If I am in winter, I cannot use the water inside. You can use low pressure rinsing, whatever that means. So we'll test it both ways. But if it's a rinseless wash, why can't I just pre-spray rinseless on it and then wipe? We'll have to test that. Don't know yet. Have to test it. Rinseless wash, medium soiling. So that's where I live right now, right? It says here, optional pre-treat treatment. Spray well mixed 2%, so 1 to 50, onto a dry panel to soften, lift, emulsify, or encapsulate grime and lubricate. I'm only going to use 256 to 1 in a bucket. And I'm going to use the solution in the bucket to do as I would any other rinseless. I don't think I need a pre-treat on this. If I wanted a pre-treat, I would use Lava Cosmetica's Preludio, in my opinion. All right, so with that, it says here, it says dry on. Do not use dry on. So at this mixture, do not use dry on. Also, if it's medium dirt, remember the rules above it said to use it on heavy contamination. So make sure you're paying attention to your surfaces. Make sure don't troll the company if you're using dry mode on a surface doesn't have road film. Come on, just keep it honest here, okay? Can't use dry mode on this. Does not have significant enough dirt for me to do that. nor does it warrant it. So just make sure you're paying attention to dilutions. Then it says here, in the bucket, fill with warm tap water. I don't have warm water in my garage. Everything's cold. So I'm not gonna go run upstairs to get a bucket of hot water to put in my garage. I don't have warm tap water. Everything I run through my bucket filler. It's cold water. Been like that since I started the channel or had my business here. So we're gonna use cold water. Hopefully that doesn't degrade the performance. If it does, that kind of sucks because not everyone has access to hot water. This is Rinseless wash. 250 to 1 or 0.5 PR, which is 200 to 1 for extra lubrication. So you can mix it either way you want. 250 to 1, 200 to 1 extra lubrication. Mix vigorously in the bucket for 20 seconds. Wash one pan at a time using a soak-free microfiber wash sponge. Okay, rinse applicator well, optionally in a separate bucket. I will not be doing that. Rinseless wash I should be able to use the same solution, the same bucket as I've always done. I'm gonna test it like I do everything else. If you're a 2-bucket rinseless wash person, this is gonna be great for you. For me, kind of like, why can't I use the same bucket? All right. And then light duty hard surface. This is where the confusion came in. So if someone in comment could tell me what this means. So it says I could use tap water for medium. For the light hard surface cleaning or light duty hard surface cleaning, 200 to 1. Why can't I use 250 to 1? 200 to 1 was supposed to be for more lubricating. And maybe you should be able to use 300 to 1 since this is light surface cleaning. So I need someone to explain that to me. I don't get it. But it says use with distilled water. Distilled water. That it was confusing for me. So I could use tap water. So far, distilled water. Then it says wipe gently with plush microfiber. Use trigger sprayer, wet the surface, etc. And then it says use other uses. Wheel cleaning 10 to 1. In a pump sprayer, you can use dry on mode if it has heavy road film. Remember, do not use dry on mode every time. You don't need it for very, very dirty surfaces. Insect and bird dropping removal, 25 to 1. Interesting. Lay clay lubricant, 50 to 1. General light hard surface cleaning, 200 to 1. Keynotes and warnings. Always test before using discrete spots. Target surfaces, including dry on. Dry on is where it's continuous heavily film. In direct sun or warm conditions, panel must be not exceed 50 degrees Celsius. Do not use where the panels test uncomfortably hot to the touch. Do not allow it to dry where heavy dirt is not present. Follow those rules. Rinse driveway or roadway deposits. DI water reduces mineral spotting. Warm tap water is preferred for rinseless and bucket washes. Listen, that to me is a mark because I don't have hard. So if I don't have warm water in my garage, what do I do? If I don't have hot water in my garage, what do I do? Like I'm following your rules. So I'm just asking, what do I do if I presently live in a cold environment where I do rinseless washing and the only thing I have is what's in the tap water? That's all I'm using. So if you can't use this with that, then I don't know. You tell me in the comments below. And then it says use 1% dilutions immediately. Do not store stronger dilutions for more than 2 weeks, which is great. That's a great idea. But then it says DI water reduces mineral spotting. Warm tap water is preferred for rinseless wash. So I went from warm tap water to distilled water. Now I can use DI water. So the instructions are very well written. Some parts are confusing to me. Do I use warm tap water? Can I not use warm tap water? So I don't have that in my garage. I'm going to use it like I test everything else. Let's dilute this bad boy here. Again, not my favorite scent in the world. 250 to 1 on 4 gallons of water will give you a dilution of like, I think it's like 55 milliliters. So we're going to be as accurate as possible. I am going to do 50 here. And this is the consistency of that. You can see it here. And then I'm going to put that in my bucket here. I'm going to take my towel. And then we'll give that 20-second mix. I'll speed this portion up for you. And this is just to mix it in the bucket. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mix it for the 20 seconds. It asked us to mix it. And now we're going to do a couple things. Here's how I like to test rinseless wash. And I'll put everything here. One, slickness. Slickness is not subjective. It's either slick or it's not. You can feel it. Slickness means when you feel when you're gliding the mid across. We're going to test it with a generic towel. We're going to test it with a sponge. Okay, and then we're going to test it with a double flip. So those are the wash medias we're using today. We're going to do dirt release. We're going to check dirt release in the bucket after I hit a panel that's heavy dirt. We're going to also test slickness on the contact. You're like, it's subjective. Slickness is not subjective. It's either slick or it's not. I mean, slick is slick. You know, you can't make that up. So slickness on the contact wash and then slickness on the dry off to see how it feels. And then I'm going to pre-spray the glass. We're going to clean glass with it, see how it feels cleaning glass. I don't know if I want to take this into the interior. It doesn't say anything in this right here if I can use it for interiors or not. But maybe we'll test a panel of sorts, see how it works on a panel and do a test spot. Hopefully it doesn't do anything to my interior. And then we're going to test how does it reactivate. Meaning I'm going to spray the glass after we clean it. I'm going to let it sit, walk away, come back, see if it reactivates and go from there. That's how I usually test all rinseless washes. Let's get rolling. And then the go here is to come across and you can see that's dirt. Okay, come down. Dirt. One dunk. Everyone knows the rules. And this is one dunk. Okay, it did remove a lot of it, didn't remove all of it. And then, I scrubbed it. This is what we got. Is that bad? No. To me, it's not bad. Just didn't remove or release all the dirt on the microfiber. I'm gonna come in, do the bottom part again, and then dunk it. And that is what it looks like after one dunk. Now, you're like, Eddie, why does that matter? I like to see how it releases dirt is why I do that. Dirt release means that when it hits the water it pulls everything down. Is that bad for this? No. Is it the greatest I've seen? No. I think others do it slightly better, but does that matter to you? That's a you question. I'm just going over the testing. Let's go over slickness as a rinseless wash. It's not the slickest I've seen, but again, I'm going in kind of dry, meaning I don't have solution on the panel. So I'm not gonna ding it for that yet until we do the test. There's times I don't wanna use a detail spray. There's times where I'm doing a coating test and I just want to be able to dry it. Slickness on cleaning, slickness on dry off is always important. We've always talked about that throughout the whole time. So take my towel, fold it in half. We'll go here so we can do it live together. And this is the section I touch, and then we're gonna come in and I am going to grab it. Now, the dry off is not slick. It's kind of grabby. It's okay. You would expect that from a surfactant-based rinseless that's heavy surfactant, but I have other ones that are surfactant-based that are a lot slicker than this. You can tell it doesn't leave anything behind. So if you want a rinseless wash that doesn't leave anything behind, this might be your best bet. Now we're gonna do the test on this, pre-spraying it. So let me pre-spray the rinseless wash, and then let me come in with my microfiber here, fold it in fours, and you can see the dirt is still on there. Yes, it is what it is. I'm not making that up. Come in, and slickness is not the slickest in the world by any means. Probably not even top 10. This is pretty grabby in a sense of when I'm using a microfiber. Now let's test it with a sponge, and you can see dirt is present. I'm going to put that in my bucket again. This is after one dunk. Dirt is still present. I'm going to scrub it, and then after a good couple scrubs, it does get cleaner, but there we have it. I am going to dry it again, and again, it's not the slickest on the dry off. Does it clean good? Yes. A lot of other rinseless wash cleans good. This cleans very well. I think where this is going to shine is that dry mode. Can't do it. It explicitly says on the actual instructions, do not do it unless the car has road film for it to stick on. I don't intend to do it on this video. As a traditional rinseless 250 to 1, it was nothing to write home about. I'm just being transparent in my opinion. I didn't get slickness on with the wash media I was using at that time, which is the microfiber, wasn't as slick as I wanted it, or what others give me in terms of slickness. Did it clean insane? Yes, But also, which blew my mind, is it cleaned very well, and you could tell nothing on the panel, keeps the panel looking real nice. But it didn't release the dirt on my wash media. Now, maybe that's how they designed it to be, which is fine. If you scrub it, you'll get it out. So if you're going to do a towel method, I personally would use several towels. If you're gonna do the Garandine method, do not put the water back in because it doesn't do a good job so far with my test and releasing dirt. I'm gonna show you again that test just so it doesn't look like I'm fabricating it. But again, this is my thoughts and my experience, and I'm using it right now in real time like I would use any rinseless wash. This to be fabricated. See all that? Now, if I scrub, when you scrub it and you hit the grit guard, it does a way better job. Way better job. Now, I did that real time to show you that I wasn't fabricating it. It doesn't release dirt that well, in my opinion, based on what I'm doing here. So just make sure that whatever wash media you have, you use a couple of them, you should be fine. If you're gonna do this, make sure you hit it against the grit guard to release all that dirt and bring it down. Now you can see it. All right, let's get the sponge. For me, I want the sponge on the verge of dripping. So verge of dripping would be kind of like this here. We're gonna put it on the surface. And I will tell you right away, the sponge is a lot slicker than the microfiber. That's actually a great experience. We're gonna try another panel here because I did wash this panel already, but it wasn't recording. But yeah, it's a lot slicker with the sponge than with the microfiber. The microfiber, super grabby and then dry off. So we're gonna dry it off now with the solution on here. What's crazy is on my hand, it feels like there's a lot of lubrication. So we'll take this, and the dry off is kind of, it's not the slickest. I mean, does that matter to you? You would have to use some type of spray if you want slickness afterwards. This does not leave anything behind. You could tell by the way I do that, how clean the surface is. So it does get it clean. It's just not the slickest on the dry off. Let's test it on glass now. Glass is a weird thing, right? I'm gonna let it sit on glass. So I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna spray that on glass. I'm gonna let that dry. We'll come back. I'm also gonna let it dry on the piano black here, all over the glass to see what kind of water spotting and to see if it comes back to life after we do it. We're gonna go clean the back glass now. We have real dirty glass. Great use case for this product here. I'm going to pre-spray it and then we're going to see what happens. Let me add more to it. And I'm gonna pre-spray that just to see how the solution does. And you can see it going to work. You can see it going to work. This glass is coated. And we'll do half here. And then I'm gonna take my sponge because again, my best user experience so far with this rinseless was with the sponge. We come in and you can see the wetting from whatever they're using. And on glass, this is pretty slick. On the body lines, not sure why it's not slick, but you can see all the dirt on there. So I'm gonna throw that in, dry. So we'll see if that does something here. Buff that out. See if I can do more, but you can see it's leaving some type of streaking. Now it could be the humidity in here. So maybe I try that again. Give it the benefit of the doubt. That was pretty dirty. I'll get a towel here. Come in. Wet that. And then see if that helps. Come in and dry it. And then my towel is not that way. I only did 3 panels. So you can see whatever that is. Now it could be the glass has something funky that it doesn't like to be interact with. Let me see. Fold it around here and get that done. All right, let's test it on another glass. On this one, for some reason, oh, there we go. Finally, had to scrub it a little bit. There's probably something on the glass, so we're not gonna ding it for that. We'll test it on the other glass surface over here, but cleaning, like you can see, it cleaned it real good. This is what it looked like before, and this is what we got it looking like now. See, I don't know what this is here. I don't understand it. There seems to be some type of, look at that. I'm not sure. All right, we'll let that live. The whole glass is, I don't know. It is what it is. That's the test. I'm not gonna ding it for glass. I don't feel like that's fair. I feel like the glass itself might have had something on there causing residue, causing issues. So we won't mark it for that. We're gonna test it on another piece of glass. I'm gonna get another towel and we'll see what it does and how it works. Because at the end of the day, that could be anything on the black glass, causing that to be to haze or not to finish out or not even to, like, it's leaving a bunch of streak marks. And again, I don't think that's this. Let's talk about cleaning. It does a tremendous job at cleaning and there's a lot of wetting in it when I touch it with sponge. If I don't use a sponge, it's not slick, in my opinion. And that's the test I've done on several panels where I can't get the slickness to match anything else on the market. What's weird is on my hand, it feels slick. It feels like there's some stuff in it. When I put myself in the wash media inside of the bucket, when I put my hands in there, it feels slick on my hands, but it doesn't translate to the surface when I'm washing it with a microfiber. Hear my words, with a microfiber, my opinion, sponge is a lot slicker. Let's let it dry on this glass to see if we can get it to reactivate. Let's test on another glass. I'll get another towel, we'll come back. All right, so got 2 new towels, freshly, never used. We're gonna test the glass again in the front to see if we can get it clean without any problems. I have 2 here, and then we'll see what happens. Like, again, I'm not gonna blame the Rinseless for that. Let's go test this glass. Here, I'm gonna do the same process like I did to the back. I'm going to pre-spray it, then we're gonna wash it, and then go from there. So pre-spray that. I'll use a double flip. I'm not sure why I'm using double flip, I'm just gonna use it. And then go from there. So new towel, new me. And then we'll do wipe off. And make sure that I don't have anything on here. All right, there you go. See, I let it sit on the glass for a bit. We're gonna see if it reactivates. My water is 500 parts per million, and I'll do half also on the plastic here. And we'll see how much of this we can get off. So it did do a good job reactivating. So if you fear that, well, it's surfactant, it's not gonna really reactivate, you could tell side by side what it looks like. Even off the plastic stuff, it did take the majority of it off. And that's what it looks like now. So yes, it does reactivate. There is some water spotting on the plastic here, but that could be from something else. There you go. You can see how clean my glass got. Finish testing this, and let's go over my test. Not scientific by any means as a user. And again, when you watch this video, it's all subjective. It's all my opinions, all my thoughts. But I want to give this a rating. What do I think of PHAT-NEUT? PHAT-NEUT for me, if I had to rank it S tier, B tier, C tier, D tier, I would put it B minus. I think it was a great first run of the Rinseless wash. Some of the things I did not like, and I just want to hit on those real quick. On glass, it was real finicky. The back glass did not like this. The side glass did better. Cleaning, it's a monster, but the slickness on the dry off, the slickness when I'm cleaning with a microfiber was not that great in my opinion on the sponge. It did a lot better. And then also what I learned is the more solution you apply on the car, the slicker it wants to be. It still is not up there in slickness of other Rinseless washers on the market. And the scent is lemon pledge. I hate it. I don't like the scent. I think that scent to me, not doing it, but that's my preference. My thoughts, my preference, right? How did it do for releasing dirt? I played the video of that. It did not release dirt from my microfibers like I thought it would because it cleaned so good, but still didn't release dirt. So I was kind of confused in that respect. And I don't know if that matters to you. If it doesn't past this point, But for me, all the other rinseless washes that I bring up, Yum, Hero, Ethos, all of them release dirt. DIY releases dirt. Hydra releases dirt. With that, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you have this rinseless wash, what your thoughts were, what you used it on, how you used it. But for me, I think it was a good first rendition. I hope they come out with a V2 fixing some of the problems that I had with the whole experience. For me, the rinseless wash should be a whole experience end to end of usability, easy to use, slickness, slickless when drying off, things of that nature. Because a lot of people don't want to use detail sprays. A lot of people just want one and done, or they want to mix this to make a detail sprayish to allow it to be slick when they're drying off. All right, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Hit that like, hit subscribe. And again, when I make videos like this, I'm using it as me, Eddie the user, and my experiences and my thoughts. And we'll see you next time. We're out.